Panasonic recently announced the Lumix DMW DMS1 digital multi-pattern shotgun microphone. On paper, it reads like Panasonic is finally taking on-camera audio seriously. But after listening to real-world tests and looking closely at what this thing actually is, I'm coming back to the same conclusion. If you're even remotely serious about the quality of your audio, this ain't it. Panasonic are positioning the DMS1 as an all-in-one solution for creators. Multi-directional modes, wind and noise reduction, no cables, and power plus digital audio straight from the hotshoe. So far, fair enough. Though, here's the thing I can't get past. It doesn't sound like it does anything well. It's not convincingly shotgun and it's not convincingly stereo. And the processing modes don't seem to give you a reliable upgrade in real-world situations. It feels like a compromised product where every mode exists but none of them sound like the mode you'd actually trust on a paid shoot. Here's my first issue, and it's basic. All the mic elements point upwards. That might sound like a small thing, but it matters. A shotgun style mic works because it tries to prioritize what's in front of the camera and reject what's not. When the capture elements are physically orientated up, you're immediately fighting the job you bought it for. And you can hear that in the character of the audio. It sounds thin and tinny, like you're listening to a small capsule doing its best, rather than a mic that's actually isolating a voice with any authority. This was a challenge because Panasonic are using the word shotgun, but the real-world behavior feels closer to a small multi-capsule array trying to do clever processing. My second issue is the wind and noise cut modes. In demos and reviews, these modes are shown as if they're doing something dramatic, but when you're actually listening critically, the difference often feels minimal, or it shifts the sound in a way that doesn't help. And this is where I start getting frustrated with the wider conversation, because I've genuinely seen a test where somebody demonstrates noise cancellation, gives it a thumbs up without actually hearing the audio that they're praising. That's backwards. Audio isn't a spec sheet, it's what comes out the speakers. Another point that matters for creators is how this thing behaves in the environments people actually shoot in. From what I've heard in the stereo patterns and in loud environments like music performances, you're not getting that much better than the internal mic. Yes, the DMS1 gives you extra control and obviously 32-bit float changes the game for protecting against clipping. But purely on the quality of the sound, it isn't the step up it should be at this price. If the best case scenario in a loud room is that it sounds a bit different but not dramatically better than the camera mic, then what are you actually paying for? Panasonic already made a decent enough stereo shotgun mic in the DMW MS2E. It had switchable stereo and shotgun behavior, and it did the job for what it was. So why didn't they just refresh that idea for the modern hotshoe interface? A simple refresh built for the hotshoe audio ecosystem with a genuinely forward-facing design, better capsules and sensible processing, that would have made sense. It would have been a clean upgrade path for Lumix shooters. Instead, what we've got feels like a new product category that exists more for marketing bullet points than for dependable sound. And then there's compatibility. I don't see any point in the GH7 not being supported from the start. For a lot of us, the DH line is the workhorse for documentary, run and gun, and proper hybrid video use. When Panasonic releases a flagship accessory for the hotshoe interface and the GH7 isn't supported from day one, it sends a clear message about priorities. And for me personally, this is part of the reason I'm moving away from Lumix. Not because one mic is bad, but because it reflects the wider pattern. Slow fragmented support and half steps in the ecosystem when the community have been asking for proper solutions. And another thing I've noticed is how quickly people defend it anyway, and that's the real problem. Not because people aren't allowed to like it, but because a lot of the praise is disconnected from critical listening and real production needs. The moment you compare it against even the basic Rode video mic options, in my opinion, it gets outperformed. Not on a lab bench test, in the thing that matters, voice clarity, body and directionality, and how usable it is in a mix. And there's cheaper solutions that simply get better results. If Panasonic can still ship a £349 on-camera mic and the conversation is still dominated by people being impressed that it lights up and has modes, then where's the incentive for Panasonic to do better? If your work matters, interviews, docs, community stories, anywhere where trust and clarity is key, don't treat audio like an accessory you add at the end. Put your money into these approaches instead. A proven on-camera shotgun mic from an audio company, a small boom mic setup for sit-down interviews, and a wireless kit with a proper lav mic. The goal isn't fancy features, the goal is clean, clear, reliable audio. I wanted Panasonic to win here, because a strong hotshoe ecosystem would genuinely help working shooters. But the DMS1 feels like a product designed to be praised, not a product designed to be trusted. And until we stop clapping for mediocre effort, these companies have no reason to do better. Thanks for watching.